The man she planned to marry died unexpectedly, and the hospital in Lakewood would not grant her wish.
It's so frustrating, all the hurdles you have to go through. It just shouldn't be this hard.
A death at a popular donut shop in Denver, and witnesses say the man who died had just accepted a challenge.
Denver to Vail in 8 minutes. Fort Collins to Denver in 7. The plan to make it happen.
I feel like someone ripped my soul out. It's every day, all the time, everything I do.
Their daughter was killed by her husband. They tell us what it's like going from retired grandparents to raising her 3 kids.
I am not a person to be set up, but I took a chance on this one, and I'm so glad I did.
Living 850 miles apart, Kate Criswell and Tom Alexander first fell in love over the phone.
I remember him keeping me up every night.
2 weeks ago, Tom had plans to propose. They were supposed to start a family.
He would have been the perfect dad in so many ways.
What was supposed to be fell apart while Tom and Kate were hiking.
He started about 45 minutes in, started getting really dizzy.
Paramedics rushed him to St. Anthony Hospital, where doctors learned Tom's heart was beating irregularly.
And then, sort of unexplainably, yesterday morning, he just didn't make it and took his last breath, and we're not sure why.
With Tom gone, Kate hoped to preserve his sperm so she could still have his child.
It would have been like a piece of him with me for the rest of my life.
Kate couldn't find anyone to perform the procedure, in part because Tom had no advance directive, such as a living will or power of attorney.
And each of them would say, we've already heard this story from like 5 other people, but my hands are tied, I can't help.
Ryan Westoff is a doctor at St. Anthony.
It can be a challenge just because we may not know who best understands that person.
Westoff says conversations about death are too rare.
People have a misunderstanding that defaults falls to the next of kin or spouse, and that's not legally the case.
Even though he's an organ donor, I have text messages saying that he's committed to doing whatever it takes for us to start a family. His parents have given consent, but that's just not enough.
As she mourns her own loss, Kate is hoping to change the future for other families.
But I think each hospital needs to have something in place, and I'm going to make that my mission.
This doesn't make any sense.
It can't. Not to the people who witnessed Travis Malbach die at a donut shop.
It could just happen to any one of us. We're just hanging out with friends.
Not to his family, who lost a son to a donut eating challenge on Sunday.
We saw him in line. He was, again, 2 people in front of us with his other friends, and he was dancing to the music.
That probably was the Travis thing to do. His dad told us people will remember his smile and his energy. The 42-year-old also liked to challenge. Voodoo Donuts has one. People proudly display their achievement in online videos. Eat a giant pastry the size of 6 donuts in 80 seconds or less, and your money back. Julie Edelstein and Corey Palencia can't shake what they saw soon after that.
He was choking on the food that he was trying to eat.
Everyone called 911 really quickly and tried to help as best they could.
It was clear that nobody was trained, and they were just reacting, which I feel like is all you got to do something, I think.
But it wasn't enough. Travis died at the donut shop. Unbelievable then and now to the people who saw it happen.
I can't leave without seeing him stand up, you know? Like, it's just food. He's gonna stand back up and we'll say, oh, that was really scary, and go on with our day. But yeah, once they got the tape out, then it was like, and after 20 minutes of them doing chest compressions, we just knew, like, you can't not have oxygen for that long. That was really horrible.
Anastasia Bolton, 9 News.
The Hyperloop could revolutionize not only the way we travel, it could forever change how long it takes to get from one place to another. Trips that could take hours by car could be shortened to minutes. Hyperloop One is the company that's looking to build vacuum-sealed tubes to move people and cargo across different parts of the country. It has created an international competition, and 3 teams from 35 semifinalists have been picked to build these tubes here in Colorado. A test track has been built in Nevada with the demonstration set for next month. CDOT's executive director told our partners at the Denver Business Journal that his agency is willing to work on the project. So here is a look at some of the plans and the routes being considered for our region. You'll see they run close to current highways. One promises to run from Denver to Vail and to make that trip in under 9 minutes. Another of the proposed Hyperloop plans would run from Cheyenne and eventually all the way down to Houston. It would cover more than 1,100 miles, promising to get people from Cheyenne to Denver in 10 minutes. And it would run also Denver to Colorado Springs in just 6, and Denver to Dallas in a little more than an hour. Again, these are just designs, but it's kind of a glimpse into the future.
Most parents share the same worries.
Raising 3 children, it's a heavy responsibility.
This family's oldest, Ethan, is about to drive. The younger 2, Aiden and Andrew, are great, but all are a handful.
It is very active, and our dinner conversations are hilarious. ESPN is on 24/7. The hardest part is keeping up with technology.
It is for those of us middle-aged. Wayne and Marty Conkey are 70 and 73. The Conkeys already raised 3 children. The boy's mother, Chris, was one of them.
It's surreal. I still feel that I'm going to wake up and it's just going to be a bad dream.
3 years ago, Chris's husband shot her in front of their 7-year-old son.
For a number of years, I would lie next to him and I would tell him stories, and he would beg me to get the picture out of his head.
The soothing, the protecting, the loving fell on the very people who needed their own time to grieve their daughter. But the Conkeys had to parent all over again. They didn't hesitate.
I don't think it's remarkable for grandparents to raise their children. There's many out there doing that.
Now, once again, they share most parents' worries.
We are determined to give them a college education.
They're just slightly colored by their age.
Wayne and I just pray that we live long enough to make it to their adulthood.
For Next, I'm Anastasia Bolton.
My parents opened this business 13 years ago.
Across the world from his relatives.
Yeah, it's certainly a hot spot for lunch.
Shish Kebab Grill in Denver.
Falafel's really popular.
Is a piece of Syria for Obaid Kafo. Far away, but not far removed from 6 years of civil war.
I've had 4 or 5 family members die in Syria.
Kafo is rarely silent. He's open in his criticism of Bashar al-Assad.
He is a butcher.
And even President Trump.
I am not a Trump supporter by any means.
Fresh on his mind now are images from Tuesday's deadly chemical attack.
Those children represent the pain of the Syrians.
Pain.
They really do.
He believes President Trump saw too. And he applauds the decision to strike back.
You have to give credit where credit is due, period. Period.
Kafo says he puts principles before politics.
Principally speaking, Trump did a great thing. Morally speaking, Trump did a great thing. You have to understand the United States is the only one that's actually taken action in the world against Assad.
He hopes the U.S. is willing to strike again.
Every time Assad chooses to kill his people, the United States gets involved. That's what needs to happen.
Far away, but not far removed.
These people don't have anyone fighting for them.
Kafo won't give up hope for home. In Denver, Noel Brennan, 9 News.